Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go.
Figgy Fig, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rockett, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. This rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, Nike. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down back to back in the row. He beat it to one, but they already know. Don't know my chains, go put on the show.
Giving up gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10-toe down on the pavement. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone who still considers the Astros cheaters?
Where the bitches at? It's supposed to be titties. Where the fucking titties and the bitches?
White boy.
Yes, we are back at it again. Another exciting edition of the Gems and Juice podcast. Another early edition. You might be asking, you guys used to record around 7, 8 o'clock. Why are you going around 5, 5:30? Okay. Well, black people can't be early no more. Y'all adjust your time, man. It's better for us if we do it a little earlier. So we're going to start recording from now on around like 5:30ish. So if y'all want to join us, make sure you lock in. You should be subscribing. You should get the notification if you're doing what you're supposed to do. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, et cetera, et cetera.
Right over there.
Right over wherever the fuck it is on YouTube. I think it's going to be like right around here or some shit. Yes. They have usually they have a graphic where it's like they show somebody clicking on the bell. Like, we can't figure out how to click a fucking button.
Yeah. If they wouldn't have showed that, I wouldn't know how this.
I would have had no idea there's a button down there. I only look at the video and nothing else. But yes, we are back at it. A lot going on, a lot this week. We're going to break down, discuss. Probably not too much, but it might not be a 3 hour. It might be a 240.
What you mean?
220 maybe.
Yeah, we got to discuss the debate, man. That I didn't watch, by the way.
Me neither. We'll get into that. I saw the reaction though, and it's been hilarious.
Yeah.
But, anyway, Figgy, how you been, dog? How did you have a good June 27th?
Yeah, it was pretty normal, man. I ain't do nothing. I ain't drink no lean or had no double. I ain't do none of that stuff, but it was pretty cool. Cool week. I felt accomplished, man. Yesterday, I finally beat the game, The Last of Us.
Yeah,
finished it, man. I felt accomplished, and I think me watching the show, I don't want to say it spoiled it, but I was kind of anticipating what was going to happen already. Mm-hmm. Like, the game is different because you actually got to play and beat it. But I was thinking, I've been waiting on the part where something happened. And then at the very end, it didn't happen. And it just ended. And I had the credits. I'm like, oh, man. It felt like a cliffhanger. I'm like, oh, they left me. So, spoiler alert if you still watching the show, I guess. Yeah, I was waiting on old boy to die. And he didn't yet because I guess there's still some more stuff going on. Joel.
Talking about Joel? Wait, he died in the TV show?
I think so. I think he got stomped out. Yeah.
Wait, he died already in a TV show?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's actually how I found. I think so. You know what? Never mind. I don't know. I can't remember because I be watching them play the game on here, so I can't remember if it was the game.
You
You know,
probably saw the game, man,
you know
because
what? You know what? That's what it was.
yeah.
Yeah. So I saw the game. So he didn't yet. That would have been silly if he did in season 1.
Yeah.
So he did. Yeah. So scratch all that. But yeah, man. So I was kind of anticipating that. And I was just like, oh shoot, I got some more. So I'm ready to buy part 2. So I get start.
I was gonna say make sure you start part 2 before the show starts, but now you know what happens in the in the beginning of the
Yeah.
game. So
So I forgot I actually watched like the walkthroughs on YouTube, just kind of
yeah,
join it as a show, to be honest. But yeah, man, it was a fun game, man. I enjoyed it.
it's a great game, man. It really changed a lot too because you notice a lot of games started looking and feeling like Last of Us after that game came out, man. Like even Spider-Man got parts. You think Spider-Man ain't got nothing to do with the fucking zombie apocalypse, but a lot of them kind of copied the third-person storytelling, the way the over the shoulder. I know that was in Resident Evil 4 before, but it really became more ubiquitous and everywhere when Last of Us became a huge hit. So yeah, it's very influential, man. And the second game. Man, the second game is probably the most raw game I ever played, man. It's really raw, dog. There's gonna be some scenes where you're like, what the fuck is going on, man? It's just too crazy.
Yeah.
It's a really raw game, dog. You should definitely play it as soon as you can, because that's the last game I played that really had me hooked.
Damn.
You know, most games I play, I'll put down, I'll forget about it for like a couple weeks, then I'll jump back on it. I'm still playing this new Final Fantasy 7 that's been taking me like months to beat. But that was a game where it's like I got home, I said, I'm not fuck the gym. I'm not going to the gym today. I'm just saying that I'm beating this game tonight. I'm getting as far as I can. I play it for like 5-6 hours straight.
Yeah.
That game had me hooked, man.
Damn. No, that's cool. It's a really good game, man. I'm probably gonna start on that game tonight, to be honest. I'm gonna go on and buy it,
man. Yeah.
Start on it. It was fun. Did you play the little side stories on?
Yeah.
Now, did you do that before you played part 2, or?
Yeah, I did. I did the part 1, then the side story. The side story is pretty good. It's pretty short too.
Okay.
So I did that, and then I played part 2.
Okay. Because I started the side story, but I'm just kind of like,
It's not bad. It's pretty short. It's a cool little story, you know. So I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was. I mean, you don't have to play it, but I don't think it hurts to play.
Now that part they actually showed in the show in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the part I kind of knew already, but I'll probably do it just to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's short, man. I'll probably knock it out in the night. So yeah, it's not bad. But part 2, man,
did you beat part 2 too?
Yeah, I beat part 2. I was actually replaying it not too long ago because they had a PS5 version that came out, and I was playing that. But yeah, I beat part 2 in like a week or two, man. I was zoomed through it.
Damn.
Like, damn. I beat part 1 and 2. I came on them both late. So I finally played part 1. Took me a little while, but I beat it. Then I played part 2. I was just hooked. I had to go through it quick, but it's a really good game, man. You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna make a part 3?
Yeah, I think they're going to. I want to say it's kind of been confirmed, but I don't think we're getting it anytime soon. They've been talking about it. You know, the studio that made Last of Us, they also made Uncharted, which is a really popular game too, and they made Crash Bandicoot back in the day. So they've been around for a while, and they're not just, you know, a studio that makes one game. So I think they'll eventually make a part 3, but I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon.
Yeah. And the company that do that is Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, yeah.
Yeah, I think they made a couple other games too. I can't remember what other games they made, but
I forget. I know the big ones are Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, and Uncharted 2 was crazy when that shit came out, man. That shit blew my mind too. Damn. And what was it called? It was Last of Us, of course. So yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, good game, man. Good to see you doing getting into the gaming world. I see you.
Yeah,
Thinking a gamer coming through.
yeah, I want to eventually I got to get a right setup because I like playing the game here. I usually play it at
Mhm.
my desk too, but if I get I need to move. I need a new place where I have nice little area where I can set a camera up and actually play.
Yeah.
Like I could do that. It's kind of entertaining when I play games too.
Yeah,
I,
man. You gotta stream on the Twitch, man. You gotta stream on the
yeah,
Twitch.
yeah, I be cussing and all that stuff. So
Yeah, man. I gotta get back into streaming too. That's just fun when you do it and I don't know, just fun to have the reaction. Some of the people stop by to chat and talk
yeah,
shit. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
yeah,
TJ on X, what's going on, TJ? He's bringing up LeBron and Bronny, saying LeBron indirectly keeping the Lakers back by drafting Bronny. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that soon enough. That's been a big story, of course, right now. After the NBA draft, the Lakers did what we all knew they were going to do, man.
yeah,
They got Bronny at 55 in the second round. And we'll talk about that. I have a lot to say about that, man. I have a lot of thoughts. All the narratives that are going on in social media started annoying me. So we'll
yeah,
talk about that in a little bit, man. New music. I know some new music dropped. I know Megan Thee Stallion dropped a new album, but we didn't listen to it.
yeah. I kind of got to the point where I don't make her albums must listen. Is that bad? Because I used to always try to support and let me check it out because I thought she was dope. I think she still is dope, but now she kind of got to a point where I'm like, she's kind of I don't know. You know how certain artists that just have that audience where you're not part of that audience. You be like, I know this ain't for me.
I mean, I just don't think, and it's a difficult thing. I can't really put into words what I really don't like about her music.
Yeah,
Because technically it's not bad. Like the production's pretty nice on most of the songs. Lyrically, like she can rap.
yeah,
Lyrically, it's kind of boring because it's the same type of shit she's saying every album. But something about it, I can't get into her music like that, man. I would listen to it just for the podcast, just to talk about it. But even when I talk about it on the podcast, I wouldn't have anything really to say about it.
yeah,
So this time I just skipped it, man. You told me there was a song with UGK. So I did listen to that before the podcast, and I like that song, man. I do
yeah,
like that song, but again, I'm probably never gonna go back to it. So
yeah,
no, her music is just very microwave type music for me, man. It's cool to listen to once, and then you'll never miss it if you never hear it again.
yeah, yeah. No, that's how I feel. Where I found because early on, remember we used to break some her albums down.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's kind of the same thing. Like like I haven't listened to this album at all outside of the song with UGK, but like I guarantee you it's probably like a Megan Thee Stallion type of album. Where if I did listen to it, I probably won't have much to say unless she. And I did see it was going around that she was taking shots at Nicki Minaj, which I'm kind of over that too. Like here, I'm not about to break that down. But outside of that, I guarantee you it's a typical Meg Thee Stallion's album, which is fine. But after a while, man, we broke down 2 or 3 albums or projects. So I think it got to a point where it's not even worth it. So it's more of a just salute.
Yeah, just support. I support the movement. I support her, but I'm not gonna support with my streaming hours, man. Sorry, you can't get those. Those ain't for free.
Yeah.
But I do support you, Megan Thee Stallion. Just not in any tangible way that you can see. So we will shout you on the podcast regardless, though.
Yeah.
TJ says Megan Thee Stallion absolutely has a cult, and if you aren't in the cult, you might as well be listening to the country. Yeah, we just call that stands in 2024, man. That's just the stands and the stand base.
Yeah. But see, I don't know if she have a cult though.
Nah.
Fans, but I don't think she have a cult, man, because these fans were ghost at one point where I'm like, damn. But now I think she always has supporters and stuff like that. People like me, but I feel like there's no real stands. like the other, the Nickies and stuff like that.
Yeah, or even like a sexy red. I think most Megan Thee Stallion fans are kind of like us. Like people, we like the idea of Megan Thee Stallion. We like to see her win, and we like to see her continue to put out music and succeed. But we don't really like her music like that. We just
Yeah,
like the idea of her. I think a lot of people that support Megan and have supported her and backed her up on social media, they're not really her stans.
yeah,
They just don't like seeing people try to tear her down to big up Tory Lanez or anything like that, and they'll push back on that. But I
yeah,
don't think they're really her fans, as in they don't bump her music from front to back.
yeah. And I think a lot of people feel sympathetic towards her
Mm-hmm.
because of the situation. And if you know her backstory, she had a rough couple years,
Yeah.
with her mom passing away and all that stuff. So I think I found myself being more sympathetic. Like, hey, like I don't want. First of all, I don't want to see no guy going after no girl anyway. So that's just kind of law. But I just feel a little more sympathetic where I'm like, dang, she is a good rapper. She looks good. She's from Houston. So by default, I should support her and not really trash her. But honestly, if she was from like LA or New York, I don't know if I would be really supporting her like that. I'd just be like, oh, she's cool, but that's it.
Do you think the sympathetic angle kind of hurts her a little as a musician, at least in rap? Because I can't think of anybody who's been really popular that we felt bad for.
Yeah,
Usually in rap is going to be somebody that convinces us that they that dude and they just this hard street dude or whatever. But we've never had anybody really get popular that we felt sympathetic and like, oh, he's been through so much or she's been through so much. We want to support her. Who in rap has been like that got popular?
yeah. I haven't seen nobody like that, especially not like a woman. Like we seen some guys that crazy as it sound, that been in like car accidents and near death experiences, and we just like, so what, motherfucker? Like, where the snap? Like, cool, we don't care about. I remember people doing that with Cassidy. Cassidy got in a bad accident, and I think the last year or two he kept rapping about this accident, like how he almost died, and people were like, motherfucker, like we know that, like we don't care why you got to keep bringing it up, and it's kind of messed up to say, but as far as a woman, I never seen like a situation like this where another artist get involved with her and a situation happen, and the divide the two fan base, and and by default, a man and a woman getting an altercation, you always gonna feel sympathetic. Well, you know what? I take that back. I think we have seen one with Rihanna and Chris Brown. That was probably one
True.
where you
True.
I don't know if I did feel sorry for Rihanna because I
But
thought that was messed up, but I don't think we were looking. I don't think we were supporting her because of the situation. She was still making some good music though, so I don't think I looked at the situation and felt bad for her and decided let me defend her because of what happened, because of what Chris Brown did.
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think she ever presented herself as somebody wanting sympathy. Plus the fact that she got back with Chris Brown pretty shortly after that incident happened.
Yeah,
So I think the sympathetic angle kind of wore out quick with Rihanna. I think her fans just like her. And then she got way more edgy after that happened too.
yeah. She had one. I think she had one. I think she did like a 60 minutes interview,
Mm-hmm.
and that's that. I think, and that was real rollouty too because she
Yeah.
had an album right after that. But she did a 60-minute interview where she was like in tears and stuff, where it was just like, that I think that was the only time people like said this dude Chris Brown ain't shit. But outside of that, like I said, man, the stan culture, a lot of women still support Chris Brown. And I think she got over it real quick too. And like you said, they end up getting back together or doing a song together or something. So that kind of wiped that out the way.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, man. Like I said, I'm rooting for Megan, but the music is just, I don't know. I still don't think she's really had a huge hit on her own. And I think this late into her career is kind of a problem.
Yeah,
You see the remix she had with Beyonce was big, but that was because it was Beyonce. You
Yeah.
see WAP was big, but that was Cardi B's song.
yeah,
And everything. She hasn't really had a big single on her own. And I think it's kind of troubling that you're this deep. You have how many albums, how many projects now? I mean, I feel like it's been almost 10 years.
yeah,
Not that long, but she's dropped a lot. And the fact that there's no iconic single that Megan Thee Stallion has on her own at this point, with all the backing behind her, with Rock Nation and everybody, and all the awards she's won, I think she should have a little bit more to show as far as like an iconic hit single or something.
yeah. And even like as of recent, she was on tour and it looked like the tour did okay, but she had to cancel the world tour because I guess it was rumors that I guess they wasn't really selling anything. So I feel like an artist like that, I feel like that's the issue with somebody like that, especially the way they've been pumping her up. Now, if she wasn't under Rock Nation and being, given all of these platforms, then I think, that's a different conversation. I think, you kind of are who you are. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of artists like a JT or, somebody like that that's not on every commercial or making cameos in Marvel movies and stuff like that. Have the Good Morning America platform is whenever she wanted, but she got all that, and she pretty much, you could say she's kind of, I don't want to say in the class of a JT or people like that, but she kind of is, man. And JT ain't got no Beyonce feature or nothing like that. So I don't know. It's interesting, man. Like I think we had this conversation before. Like, is this the ceiling? Is this what art? I mean, is that a big time artist in this day and age? Because you get these different sponsorships and stuff like that, or we just haven't seen a real star. Because it's kind of it's a little bit confusing. Because when you look back in the day, like you had Kim that was going gold at least or platinum, and now you don't even have these artists doing that, man. You got people focused on a single trying to go gold. And I don't know, maybe this the standard now, maybe this the ceiling.
Yeah, I think the ceiling is honestly, there's not that many people that are rapping just to rap. I think there are people to rap that are into rap that are just trying to branch it off into other things. We see it with Cardi B, the example number one. I think Cardi B just wanted to put out an album and then do other stuff. I don't think she really wanted to keep rapping. If she did, we would have had another album by now. So, yeah, I think we just want to get big on social media, get some sponsor deals, get a TV show or something, and just coast.
Yeah. No, I agree, man.
There's no love in the game, man. No love in the game. Damn shame. Other new release. It's not really a new release, but I want to talk about it because I do like this album. Shaquille O'Neal finally dropped his 1996 album, I believe, "Can't Stop the Rain" on streaming platforms. Now, I actually non-ironically, I like this album, man. People will laugh at you when you say, "Nah, Shaq had good albums." This album is a legit good album, damn near borderline classic, man. I will say it. And it's just looking at the track list, man. You can't tell me that Shaq is not the best rapper of all time, at least the best artist compared to what he's made in rap. Look at this lineup of features he had on this album, man. He had Notorious B.I.G., of course, for that classic "Can't Stop the Rain," one of Biggie's best verses too. He had Jay-Z, Nas, and Lord Tariq. Jay-Z and Nas on the same song for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And now they actually redid this song because the original version did not have Nas on it, but there was a version before that was on a DJ Clue mixtape that had the Nas verse. So they kind of blended it together. It still sounds kind of weird because you can tell they blended both versions together, and the beat sounds a little different on Nas' verse, but still, Nas killed it. Great verse. He also had DJ Quick, Mobb Deep, Bobby Brown, and Ralph Tresvant. Bobby Brown on 2 songs.
Yeah.
That's great for an athlete to get this kind of lineup, man. That's
Yeah.
why I laugh when people say Dame Lillard is the best NBA rapper ever. This would be like if Dame Lillard had Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, SZA, and Chris Brown on the same album, man.
Yeah.
Like he's never done. He can't do that. Only Shaq could do something like that.
Yeah.
So killer lineup for 1996, man. Insane lineup on this album, and the beats sound good. It's got that boom bap New York feel. You know, you could tell he was taking rap seriously too. It wasn't just a joke to him. I'm not gonna sit here and say he was a great rapper. He wasn't, but he was trying, man. And the beats sound good. It sounds like early New York rap, man. It's a really good album, I think, and y'all should check it out if y'all ain't heard it yet.
Yeah, and I know you're not. I know you say he wasn't really a great rapper, but I give him credit, man. I felt like he did take it serious. He took it serious, and I thought it was decent enough, man. Like I know around that time you had heavy hitters, but I feel like right now listening to it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all, man. Where it kind of remind me of when remember when people I guess this ain't a fair comparison because Jamie Foxx is really talented, but
yeah,
I remember back in high school, people saying Jamie Foxx was dropping the album, and everybody like, oh, it's gonna be whack, a bunch of jokes, and you know, we had no idea it was gonna be the R&B classic album. And I remember listening to the radio, like vividly in the car, listening to the radio, and it was like, dang, this is actually pretty good. I was expecting some jokes, and you know, I guess they looking at Jamie Foxx the comedian, but they was like, damn, it was actually pretty good. So you know, I wouldn't compare it to that, but I do think Shaq actually take hip hop serious, and he, you know, he did the best he could. He didn't make a mockery of it. And clearly then because of the production on here, the artists he had on here, it wasn't like a joke, like he was trying to mock them. He was actually, you know, inspired by them.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And he did it. He did his thing, man. He did his thing. TJ on X says, I grew up around that time. That's a heavy lineup. Jay and Nas was crazy. Yeah, getting him on the same song back then in they prime was crazy, man. It was insane. Nas ripped the song. If you listen to that song, Nas comes in at the end. He goes crazy, man. But Jay had a good verse too. People say Jay got killed. I think he had a good verse, man. It was just more the laid back pimp flow type of Jay, not the lyrical miracle spiritual Jay.
Yeah, I'm sure Jay-Z knew Nas was gonna be on this song. He probably would have
he probably had the verse taken off. I don't know how that verse got removed on the original album, but maybe he had something to do with it. He was like, nah, he killed my shit. I can't put that on there.
Or honestly, man, you see he was rolling with Dame and all that, and we're gonna get to LeBron stuff in a minute, but it's some power in, you know, CEOs and, you know, management seeing another artist or somebody in their weight class doing something and they say, nah, like, no, we ain't clearing this record, only for Jay-Z only, nobody else on the song. So I think it's some power into that, man. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I totally get it.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, you gotta do what you gotta do. I understand. But I am glad we finally, after like damn near 30 years, we finally got like a complete version without the DJ Clue. The thing that pissed me off about the mixtape version is DJ Clue screaming all over it, man. And I hate that shit. It was back in the day of the annoying DJ, the New York loudmouth DJ screaming on every song. Who kid? DJ Clue, all that. Interrupting the verse to put his name in there. The noise the hell out of me, man. So I'm glad we finally got a DJ-less version of this song, finally.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy. But anyway, y'all check that out if you're into old school New York hip-hop like that. Don't laugh because it's Shaq. because I did too at first, but it's actually a solid album, man.
Yeah.
Now, without further ado, let's talk about the NBA draft, man.
Yeah.
NBA draft. Let's start on the local flavor. I know the Rockets picked at number 3. They got Reed Shepherd. Where's he from? I don't even know nothing about him, man. He looks like
I know he went to Kentucky.
yeah, he looks this haircut is insane, man. He looks like he was pulled from like 1984 in a time machine and just got him here.
Like he was a mail carrier or
a milkman or something. Like a milkman. Yes, we got him. I don't know much about him. You say he played at Kentucky. Hopefully he's a decent addition, man. I did hear some rumblings about the draft. Apparently we gave back some picks to Brooklyn. Allegedly it was an attempt to get Kevin Durant to the Rockets.
Yeah.
Now the Phoenix Suns owner said they have no plans to trade Kevin Durant. They're going to run it back and try to win a championship with him. So that got shut down pretty quick. But let's explore that angle, man. Would you have wanted to see Kevin Durant on the Rockets?
So at first when this news broke, I'm thinking like, nah, like why are they trying to get I'm using that loosely, but old ass Kevin Durant, man. Like it's over. Like I'm cool. Stay low and build. We don't need to do all of this trading and giving up all these assets for him. And especially since he been hopping around teams, like he been changing teams like draws. But after a while, I'm like, man, you know what? Screw it, man. Like the Rockets haven't been good in the last couple of years. They was okay last year, but it's been a rough couple years since James Harden left. And Kevin Durant, man, I think he could still give you 28 points a game, man. He'll make the team better. I think the team would be a playoff team if they get him. So at this point, why not, man? I'll be down for Kevin Durant, and hell, I'll be ready to go to more games just to kind of see him in person. So I'm actually down for it, man. There was a couple other trade rumors too. They was talking about Devin Booker. I don't know if they could get Devin Booker, man. That's gonna be tough to try to get him. A little more difficult. I seen Donovan Mitchell. I don't really care for that. Like I'm not dying for them to get Donovan Mitchell. I seen today. I seen possibly Zion Williamson. First of all, I feel like that will be tough on him because him going to Houston with all these chicks and all IG model chicks and stuff, it might be tough for him, man. With the food, he already struggling with the weight and all that, man. All these food spots out here, I think it's gonna be tough for him. And plus, the dude can't stay on the court, man. He always hurt. I don't see that. But I'm down for Kevin Durant, man. I'm down to bring in KD and put him on the Rockets and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the injuries he's gone through kind of worry me. How old is Kevin Durant now? He got to be
35.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know he old and all that, but
if we have more pieces to put around him, I could see it. But him on this roster, yeah, he'll make them better, but it wouldn't go anywhere, man. It's hard for me to get excited about that. A 35-year-old Kevin Durant with this team, and I don't know.
I would think though, if they did trade for Kevin Durant, they're going to try to bring more around. Like I don't know if they're going to try to do what Phoenix did or try to make a big three and all that stuff, but I do think they're going to surround him with some pieces and try to make a run for it. And honestly, I think this is probably the right time because you don't have a Golden State Warriors anymore. That's over with pretty much. LeBron, I don't think you're really scared of LeBron. So I feel like the West is wide open. Hell, you seen Dallas make it to the finals, and they was a 5th seed. So I think if you want to go for it, I think the time is now.
Yeah, I mean, Ime Udoka just saw his old team win a championship, man. I think he's getting fed up with this rebuilding shit. He's like, we gotta start winning now, man.
Yeah,
TJ said the food already bad for Zion. Yeah, the food can't get much worse. He's in New Orleans, man.
yeah,
Can't get much worse than being out there. So
yeah.
yeah.
And by the way, Reed Shepherd is from Kentucky.
Okay, he's from Kentucky. Where'd he play?
No, he played at University. He played at Kentucky.
And he's from Kentucky?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
London, Kentucky.
Huge culture shock awaits him in Houston, man. It's gonna be funny to see. I already see the memes. He gonna be sipping lean and rapping Switcher House verses in about a month. So yeah, hopefully he's a good pickup, man. I didn't recognize any of the names this year except for Bronny, of course,
Dude,
for other reasons.
Man, dude, I was watching this draft. I was talking about this today, and I think the issue is, man, like a lot of these players that got drafted, they are from like overseas or either playing in like the G Unite league or whatever, which is like the NBA version of the I guess the league before the NBA, something like that. But I'm like, man, I think the issue is we don't like some people watch the NCAA tournament, but a lot of these people that's going in the first round mostly is from like from overseas and all that. And we ain't watching no games from overseas. We ain't watching no pro games over there. So it's kind of tough because remember back in the day, these cats used to play at least 2 years, and the good ones used to make a NCAA run, like a tournament run. So we kind of familiar with it, and when the draft comes, it's like, oh, I wonder where this person gonna go, or I wonder where that person gonna go. Now you ain't even got that, man. So I'm like, man, I feel like the draft is not as good as it used to be. I'm shocked that they actually had it on the second round on the next day.
Yeah, they got to stop that. This is not the NFL, man. We don't need 2 days for the NBA draft.
Dog, it was in the middle of the day. I thought it was coming on that night, and I see people like, oh, where Brownie going and all this other, or this person was drafted. I'm like, wait, what? So I got it on ESPN. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the round was on. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, man, that was a bad mistake, man. I get it because this was the Brownie draft, so they probably wanted that. But I think, man, stop trying to go against the NFL, man, or trying to do what the NFL is trying to do. They need to start from square one. I think it's all messed because I always think about what the NBA need to do to get better, and shoot, their draft ain't even good. So I feel like, man, like if it was up to me, I would try to make whoever just go to college for a year. Like I feel like that will help college basketball on top of the draft too, man. Because just imagine if Wemby went to if he had to go to college for 1 year. We'd be sitting here watching whatever college you go to, we'd be sitting there watching. And then, other players from overseas, if they had to go to college. Like, I think if they good enough and they can survive through 1 year of college, I think we'd be like, okay, like we're familiar with these players because we seen them in the tournament and we watch college basketball and all that stuff. So I don't know. It's just me. Maybe that is a bad idea or something, but
yeah, I don't think international players should have to go to USA college. I mean, I think if they're playing in the pro league, that's a pro league. I don't think they should have to, but I get what you're saying. It would help college for us. It would help for us to know. Wemby was different because he was a big deal coming in. Everybody saw him as he was already going to be one of the best players in the NBA. Yeah. But usually when look at Jokic, nobody knew who the fuck he was, man. Nobody knew he was going to be this good. Luka the same way. Nobody made a big deal about the Luka draft until he became what he is now.
And he got traded, and Atlanta pretty much gave up on him to get Trae Young. So I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking about it from an NBA standpoint, and I get overseas is technically pro, but like a lot of these people never seen Luka play up until the highlights. So just imagine Luca, imagine how college basketball would be with the NIL, and they see this young dude named Luca who's 18 or whatever, 17, 18, and you like, man, let me throw money to him. Let's get him at A&M or UT. I feel like people will be more, first of all, they'll be more into college basketball, which I don't know if the NBA have anything to do with that. Maybe they don't want that, but we'll be more into college basketball just to see these, young stars who was overseas at one point. And then when it's time for the draft, like you might have a Jokic going in the first round instead of getting picked when a Taco Bell commercial was going on. So, I think, I don't know. That's just me. I know you can't really make these players, I know they made a standard where it's like be out of high school for 1 year or something like that, then you good. But I think just going to college will help out a lot for us and for the product.
I mean, I think the ultimate goal might be just to have more global games played in America, or aired here. The NBA Adam Silver wants the NBA to be on soccer level. He sees the stuff he's doing with the in-season tournament is inspired by soccer, international soccer. So I think maybe the plan is eventually you have enough high-profile international players, you start to get a better international product of basketball. And so maybe on a Sunday night, we'll have Germany versus whoever, just some random countries. And we see, this guy's actually really good. He should be in the NBA next year. He should, you could the average American can actually identify the next up and coming international players that are going to be big in the NBA.
Yeah.
But that could be the plan eventually. We'll see.
That's probably what it is, man. They probably, I'm sure if Adam Silver was listening to me, he'd be like, nah, we need people right away. We don't need to help college basketball. But I don't know. I just look at people because, you got some pros that are ready to play right now, but you also got some that's not ready to play right now, man. Just imagine somebody like a Jalen Green if he actually went to college for a year or two. Like, he might come in the league and set the league on fire. But you pretty much getting people like Jalen Green and Amen Thompson who just played in that G Unite league. And, they might have a rough couple years just to kind of get feet under them. And I'm like, man, it's a lot of that going on because a lot of these kids just feel like they don't need to go to college. They rather just, go kind of straight to the NBA and get drafted. But I don't know. I think it will help a lot, man. Especially people like me who is an NBA fan, but like I'm not watching some league over in Spain or Europe. So I don't know, man. It's like the draft. And I was actually at the Rockets draft party. Shout out to Rockets for inviting me. And just once they started playing the draft and people start going off the board, I was looking around and people was like, who is that? I'm like, I don't know who that is. And it's like the first overall pick, man. It's the first overall pick and then a couple other people. And everybody just kind of dead at it. And it's just like, we don't even know who these guys are because they played overseas. So I don't know. Maybe that's the way it is, man. Maybe people just got to start watching more basketball outside the U.S., but it's kind of a shame, man. I just remember being on the couch watching the draft, knowing every player that was picked. And it's just like, oh man, Dwayne Wade. I remember watching Dwayne Wade at one point at Marquette, or Chris Bosh at Georgia Tech. It's just like you got all of these players. Kurt Heinrich, even though he wasn't like a star, but I remember him playing in college. And John Wall, I remember John Wall playing in college and just the hype around it. And now you really don't have that hype no more. The hype is some French guy you can't even pronounce. So I guess that's where we are. I think the most hype I've seen in a long time was Wemby. But outside of that, it's kind of like, I don't know who that person is.
Yeah, I think, and to be fair, this was just a weak draft. People said way before it was going to be a weak draft, man. I think college will produce stars again. With NIL, maybe people will be incentivized to stay longer, and we'll get some more high-profile college players that we know are going to be a big deal. But it does seem like we haven't had that in a while, man. And I don't know if the NBA can do anything to fix it themselves. If these international players are just better, then they're just better, man. Americans got to step their game up. Honestly, it's on them. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. TJ says there's no question that the global game is now producing more ready-to-go players. Scouts are catching up to that. Yeah, that's the thing too, man. Like they come in, they're already professional. They already know. And I've heard that being said about, the older players are saying that the younger American players are coming into the league and not knowing the most basic things to do. Like they don't know how to set a screen. They don't know how to inbound the ball. They don't know how to do some very basic things that you should know when you come into the NBA. And these international players, they know how to do all that, man. They know they've mastered the fundamentals. So that's an issue too, man. But I don't know what the NBA can do to fix that. Maybe they don't want to fix that, and Silver just wants it to be super international and just this hodgepodge of different players from different countries. But yeah, it's on the Americans, man. The AAU and all this stuff that's going on, the developmental level at the American game just has to improve, man.
Yeah, nah, I agree, man. And what's funny is we was talking about on a show how you know how in the NBA draft, like at the end or something, they show all the players that was picked, or before they show all the players that was picked, and they all just standing there, and you just getting a look at them, and somebody made a good point. They were like, man, these players don't look intimidated at all, man. It looked like they all can get got. Like, I don't want to say they look soft, but they just look just like.
Nah, some rich kids, man. You got ex-players, kids up in there. There's a bunch of rich kids from AAU basketball, man. They came from middle to high income families. Man, they ain't scaring nobody, man. This ain't the weed blazers of like 2004.
Yeah. And yeah, look, and I brought that up because the Sixers drafted this guy, been going viral too. So the 76ers drafted this guy named Jared McCain. McCain. And he's like a big time TikTok person. And so he do a lot of TikTok singing and dancing and all this other stuff. And people, and this is, mind you, this generation is kind of new. So this is the first time we actually seeing this, because we always be the old man on the porch, like, oh yeah, back in my day, this and that. But now you're actually getting the new generation of, guys with the painted fingernails, the Caleb Williams and people like that. And this is the first time we actually really seeing this. And I'm like, dang, I was wondering, like, how did it, like, I don't want to say what went wrong, but I'm like, how did this change like this? And I thought about this, and I don't know if you could tell me, but when was the last time you actually seen people outside playing basketball? Like, actually playing basketball? Because, not to sound old, but back in our day, we used to actually play at the park. We used to play like real basketball. And now in 2024, you got AAU leagues.
They playing NBA 2K, man. Ain't nobody going outside on a hot summer day and playing real basketball. They gonna get on NBA 2K.
Or even outside of that, like, let's say the basketball players, like the ones that do play, they're not going outside to play. They playing at AAU leagues and different leagues like that. They're not outside with the real folks trying to, play and develop that toughness. Like, you had to be tough to play at the park, man. But now these guys, they in all of these different AAU leagues and stuff like that, where you don't really go through that tough time at the park. So you ain't gonna get the Kevin Garnett's or the the people like that. So I think that's something really interesting, man. Like, I don't know if that's part of the problem, but like you don't see anybody at the park really playing basketball like that now. So it's kind of wild. I wonder if this is why, they kind of look at the NBA as kind of soft, because like you had some dudes back in the day you wouldn't mess with in real life. But now it seems like everybody can kind of get got. Like to me, like if you look at the draft from 15 years ago, you couldn't pay me to play with these dudes on the court. I'm like, nah. Like, even though I can't play, but I'm like, nah, these dudes, they gonna elbow the shit out of me. But now it's like I could probably play with these guys. I suck. And these guys super athletic and good, but I feel like I won't really get hurt playing with them, if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying, but in my head, I'm thinking what we're experiencing right now is how the old heads felt when people like Allen Iverson and that generation of like the thug basketball player. That's what we grew up with, so that's what we like. But imagine the old heads that grew up in the Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, even when they saw this transition to like the hood type players, they felt this way too, man. They were like, what happened? What happened to the players who were professional, dressed up, and wasn't wearing this baggy ass shit to press conferences and shit, man? I think that's just what we're feeling. It's a generational gap now, man. These dudes got their nails painted. They doing TikTok dances. That's just a different generation, man. I do miss the old days, of course, and players you recognize, and like you said, the players that were intimidating, and you could tell they got that dog in them. But it's just a new day, man. I'm sure the kids these days like these new players. So
yeah, nah. And look, I ain't got a problem with it, but it was just kind of a wake up call where you like, damn, man, like there's no Draymond Greens. Like he's the only bad guy right now in the NBA.
mm-hmm.
And I'm using that loosely. I know you're a good guy off the court, but
yeah,
like it seemed like there's no Ben Wallace's or people like that. That's just, you could tell that just that played pickup ball at one point and
there's no Ron Artest.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so it's just like, man, that's totally different. So it's like a very friendly offensive league where you don't have anything like that. Like, dog, they make it Draymond Green look like he freaking Ron Artest right now, man. And I don't even think I think some of the stuff he's doing is ridiculous, but I don't think he will last in the league in the 90s. I think he would get punked out, man. But we kind of look at him right now as a Ron Artest or Dennis Rodman. And I think that just show you how, softer the league is.
Yeah, it's just different, man. It's different. And I don't really care too much for it. I watched less NBA basketball this year than probably ever. I watched some of the playoffs, some of the finals, and that's it. But it's I don't know. It's just generational gap with these new players, man. I don't get it, but I'm sure there's gonna be kids who grow up with this and they gonna miss it. So that's what I tell myself. Like some kids out here really appreciate these players, and this is their golden era. So I can't say nothing about it, man. I can't fuck with it, but maybe the NBA is like a rap. It's just a young man's game. Yeah, and old people really can't appreciate it.
And it's changing before our eyes too, man. Like we seeing it in real time. So it's like, damn, because people remember the conversation was, LeBron playing in the soft league and all this other stuff. So now we're going to look at that. We're going to look at like a couple years later, we're going to look at it like, man, that was a rough league with Draymond Green and, people like that. So it's just like, man, it's actually changing in real time right now.
Yeah.
Where we went from how the NBA was at one point to now, you got a guy who is, focused a lot on TikTok and is a TikTok celebrity pretty much. And I said this today too, how the NBA probably going to take advantage of that. They're going to try to get that. The NBA wants that TikTok audience. They want younger crowd. They want to reach out to the younger people, man. That's why whenever they had these celebrity games, it'd be some TikTok dude that you never seen before because he a celebrity on TikTok. And I think, more players that's coming into the league 2024 and beyond is going to be more like this Jared McCain guy where, he got a big following on TikTok and they're going to take advantage of that. So we're going we probably, I think if I'm the NBA and I want that, I would take advantage of that. I would try to use his TikTok stardom to our advantage to try to get people out there because that's what they want anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's probably what they're gonna get, man. There's a lot of younger content creators focus on the NBA, a lot of streamers that watch along with the game and all that shit. So yeah, they're gonna take advantage of it. If they were smart, they would do that. I think the NBA is just gonna lose the old head audience regardless.
They might as well just keep moving, man. They might
yeah,
go way through, man. They about to die anyway, man.
exactly.
So you might as
It's
well
like,
focus on the now.
the NFL is gonna have a chokehold on the older audience. You can't take that away. The NBA we're just gonna move past, so they got to focus on the young heads, man. They got to focus on the kids, and hopefully get them involved.
Yeah.
Miguel's on YouTube. What's up, Miguel? He said it's bad I knew more WNBA players in their draft. Now, honestly, man, you joke, but that's true for most people.
You knew Caitlin Clark. You knew I think the one chick from South Carolina, the Karoba, or I forgot her name. I can't pronounce her name. But hell, you had Angel Reese. You had a couple people in there that you knew.
Yeah. That's going to be crazy. The NBA is lucky that it owns the WNBA too, I feel now, even though they've operated at a loss for a long ass time, because it's getting to a point where people are turning to the WNBA for that kind of NBA action that they miss. The rivalries, the drama, the storylines, the recognizable players, that's in the WNBA and in college basketball, women's basketball now.
And see, that was my point earlier about, trying to get these overseas players going to college, man, because if it is, I don't know about it, but it's not a lot of overseas women players that's just going straight to the league. Like these girls are going straight, they going to college and they staying for a couple years. And they built up this rivalry and chemistry where, it carried from college to the WNBA. So now, we watched 2 years of Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Now they got to the WNBA. We still on it, man. And so I think that's a prime example, man. That's carrying on. So I feel like if that can work, I feel like it could definitely work. It has worked in men's college basketball. So that's exactly what I was talking about. It's just like, man. And I never thought I'd be into WNBA like this, but it's actually entertaining, man. It's a real storyline. It's not. I know they tried to politicize it and all that stuff, but outside of that, it was actually a good storyline, man. Where you was actually tuning into this game.
Yeah, that's still going on, man. As them girls get better, I think it'll get the audience that's been tuned out of the NBA eventually.
Yeah.
Miguel says Jason Tate isn't nasty enough for you. Oh, is he the Rockets goon?
Jason, yeah, he is. I can't stand him. To me, he's like, and people, I know the basketball nerds gonna be like, oh, he's actually okay, he's decent, but this is, in the NBA, you got a guy that ain't really good on offense, and so they try to cover it up, be like, oh, he's a defensive specialist. And he's on the court to guard the best player and all this other stuff. It's like, man, come on. We in the NBA in 2024.
Yeah, ain't no Bruce Bowen's making it.
Yeah, like, dog, there's like ain't no more Ira Newbles. Like, why are we sitting here trying to make excuses, man? But yeah, nah, don't nobody want to see Jason Tate ball, man.
Yeah, that's funny. We'll see what happens with the Rockets. I know they also got AJ Griffin. So we'll see what they do this year. I don't
you said it like he was a star or something, man.
Look, what am I supposed to say, man? Like, we're trying to be positive here about the Rockets, right?
You say, yeah, it's all good. The Rockets just got AJ Griffin, so we're gonna see what's up. I don't know if this motherfucker's gonna make the team, man.
I'm just reporting the news here, okay?
Hey, we might hey, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
Hey, man, we might trade a Sagoon, but we might get I don't know, some other role player instead. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see how the Rockets go. Whatever they do, I don't know. I don't really care much anymore. But it is time for the hot topic of the NBA draft, man. We got to talk about this now. The much anticipated Bronny draft, as this draft is called. You know, one of the next MJ was picked at 2055 overall in the second round by the Los Angeles Lakers. Bronny James, the son of LeBron James Jr., actually, I believe his full name is, was picked to the surprise of pretty much nobody. Everybody knew that the Lakers were going to pick Bronny. Apparently, it's been confirmed that Rich Paul was calling teams at the beginning of the second round, telling them not to draft Bronny because he would not play for them and he would go to Australia or some other fucking random country. Yeah. So yeah, he was warning people not to draft him because he would not play for them. But now Bronny is officially in the NBA, going to be playing with his dad, the first father-son. Number one, first time a father and son have ever played together in the NBA, period. Not even in the league together, and also on the same team.
Yeah.
So a lot of firsts here, and something I don't know we'll ever see again, honestly. Because LeBron playing at this high level, I don't think we'll see that much of it from future players. But big moment for that alone, man. But of course, a lot of criticism, a lot of debate and talk about nepotism, which I believe some people are learning that word for the first time ever, what nepotism is. And a lot of talk about how LeBron is basically running this team now since they got JJ Redick, his podcast buddy, as the head coach. And now Bronny drafted in the second round. So Figgy, you know, you got to talk about your boy from Akron, man. What's going on? How do you feel about Bronny being drafted, and just what are your feelings about what LeBron's doing here?
So how it all, I guess, happened. Believe it or not, I'm actually okay with it. Like, I'm not mad. I'm actually cheering for him now because look, it'd be one thing if they were trying to get Bronny drafted in the first round or something like that, and which I think they was at the beginning. They were trying to get him drafted in the first round and try to throw out the possibility of LeBron could come wherever his son is drafted, all that crap. I'm actually okay with this, man. This was the 55th pick in the draft, man. I ain't got the stats and the research in front of me, but I guarantee you there were no superstar drafted at number 55, man. It's a lot of people that probably ain't even guaranteed to make it on the team that was drafted there. So look, I was perfectly fine with it. I think I was fine the way Rich Paul handled it because look, man, the second round is the second round. If it's like past pick 45, like he ain't got to be to me. That's where Rich Paul can be like, you know what, he ain't gonna play for you if you pick him here. At that point, man, what do it matter if the Lakers pick him? So I don't think it was because people are trying to make a big deal out of it, like, oh, that could have been somebody else more deserving spot. Like, who is more deserving than number 55? Man, it's like, let's be real, there's a lot of scrubs around that area, man, that probably won't even sniff the NBA, probably stay overseas or, won't get no type of play. So I think it's fine, man. I think it's a great storyline because we never seen it before. Look, it never happened again, quite frankly. So, like I said, it was fine, man. People, they don't give a crap about the number 50, the 55th pick in the second round. So, I was totally fine with it, man. But, like I said earlier, if it was like if they had like the first round pick or something like that, and Rich Paul was doing this, trying to get them drafted, in the first round, and to me, I would have been a little more upset with that because you pretty much passing up on, good talent to get his son just, for him and all that. to me, I felt like that would be a joke, but like I said, it's the 55th pick, man. Like that ain't nothing but a good story for the for the NBA, and why not have his own son there? So I'm actually fine with this.
All right, all right. Miguel says Griffey played with his dad. I know. I meant the
Yeah,
NBA the first time this
yeah,
happened.
we talking about just the
Yeah,
NBA.
we know Ken Griffey Jr. and Senior played together.
Yeah.
But my thoughts on it, man. I personally don't care. I'm not a Lakers fan, of course. I don't care that they hired JJ Redick. I don't care that they drafted Bronny. I think it's funny that those things both happen. But I don't care that they did it. What I do care about is how they played in our face about this whole thing, man. That's what really annoyed me. The idea that they were trying to change the narrative that, Bronny just wants to play in the league. He doesn't care about playing for his dad. He said that. He said it's not, and even LeBron backtracked on his whole thing about it being a dream to play with his kid. He said it's not important for him anymore. Yeah. So they're like trying to lie and act like it wasn't a big deal. The same thing with the JJ Redick thing about how, we didn't have any conversation with LeBron about this. He had no part. Really?
Yeah.
Y'all know y'all want him back, and y'all know what he wants. All right. So the plan on our face about it, even now when Bronny's like, well, this is a serious business. I don't think they will just draft an NBA player because his dad's on the team. Well, that's what they did, man. We know that's what they did. And I don't have a problem with them. They could have just came out and say, like, LeBron just could have been honest. He's like, yeah, I want him on the Lakers. Yeah. I wouldn't care if he's like, of course, every dad wants to play with their son in basketball, man. Who wouldn't want that? Yeah. But the plan on the face about the acting like, it's not really important. Bronny in the interview is talking about, I just want to go. He told all the teams not to draft him because of his dad. He said, draft me because you think I'm the best player available. Well, you got drafted because of your dad, man. All right. So the plan around about it, the way that Nike had a fucking post ready to go as soon as it happened, like all this shit was just contrived, man. All the media push, everything that happened afterwards, it just seemed very scripted. And that's what annoyed me, man. That's really annoyed me. The plan on our face about it. The acting like, he just wants to be in the NBA. He doesn't care about playing with his dad. Okay. LeBron doesn't care about playing with his son anymore. Okay. Well, both things happened. Now we knew it that were going to happen. The JJ Redick and this that we all said was going to happen, and they acted like it wasn't. He had no part in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's my main issue with it.
How did you feel about because a lot of people's talking about Woj and his comments about nepotism, and he pretty much saying, the NBA is full of it and all that. How did you feel about that? Because I was like, I agree with him 100%. I agree. It is like agents and GMs and all that stuff. It is. But I didn't like how he had to bring it up now, defending LeBron and the Lakers, man. Like, dog, you could have said that. You could have been said that, man. Hell, it was a story. I don't know if you've seen this story, but a player that played, I want to say, what team did he play for? Shoot, I forgot what team he played for, but he just got drafted. He actually slid in the draft. And it was because he had a lot of off the field stuff going on with his family, and he had a girlfriend that was that everyone pretty much accused her of grooming him and all that.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Forget his name, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but he like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of like I feel like it was ironic that he went to the Jazz, the Utah Jazz, and he was gearing up to be on a Mormon. So I like, you mean to tell me that wasn't all set up either? I was like, to me, like I said, Woj was 100% right, but don't try to use this now to defend LeBron or the Lakers and their GM. Like, you should have been called that out how it is. So now when it's all going on, people had questions and saying stuff. Now you want to bring it up and be like, hey guys, this is always going on. It's just like, all right, like why is you saying it now then?
Here's the thing, my take on this, man, because Bamai's going through it on Twitter right now because he called it out, and all these black people are getting at him about, oh, but white people do it too. Here's the thing, man. Nepotism is bad no matter who does it. It no matter who does it, it's a bad practice to go under. And even when black people do it, it hurts black people too.
Yeah,
Because if you're a black person that's not the friend or the son or related to that player or a person in power, you're fucked.
yeah.
Because you're not going to get that.
You see it in
So-
the business.
Exactly. People boosting up their friends and family. If you're not in that circle, black, white, whoever, you're fucked.
You see it with fraternities and stuff all the time, man. It could be a big company, and you know they won't hire me, but they'll hire their Q dog because you know, like you see, it's like that all the time, man.
And it's never a good thing, man. So people acting like, oh, but it happens all the time anyway. Oh, but it gets, when it's known, it gets called out. People acting like it doesn't get called out when white people do it. Like they bring up Luke Walton, like that wasn't shit on when it happened. Do people just lose their mind? Like people was just down with the Luke Walton hire suddenly. That was called out too, man. All the obvious cases of nepotism that we know about get called out, man.
Yeah,
When it happens with white people, it gets called out.
Austin Rivers.
Exactly. Austin Rivers. I mean, yeah.
He was okay, but yo, let's be real, man. He went to the not the Lakers, but the Clippers because his dad was the head coach.
100%, man. 100%. And he's a much better player than Bronny.
Yes.
Okay. So there's that too. But to act this idea that we should be okay with it because white people do it annoys me, man. Because I heard that defense used for scumbags like R. Kelly. People say, what about Roman Polanski? What about what about Weinstein? What about all these? Just because they're scumbags, we should accept that too from black people. So because we just want to be white. I don't know what this argument is, man, but it's bad. It annoys me, man. Like the world's not going to end because LeBron got his son on the Lakers, but it's a bad look. It's a bad look, man. It's a bad look that a player is pulling the strings like this. But I don't care. I don't care. But it's a bad look. It's a bad practice that's being shown here. It's not the end of the world. I don't care. But it's a bad look regardless, man.
Yeah, and for Woj to be sitting there like, hey, like this happens all the time, guys. I don't know. Like, come on, man. That's like, nah, that's not right at all, man. Like,
and Shams did the same thing. I just saw an interview with Shams from I think of the Pat McAfee show when he was Pat McAfee asked him about Rich Paul calling all the teams and telling them not to draft Bronny. And he was like, does that happen often? Because that seems kind of strange. And Shams like, yeah, that happened, but it happens all the time. You know, Evan Mobley did it. Some players did it. So, I mean, it happens. That don't mean it's not wrong, man. The agent of one of the biggest players of all time, calling every team and saying, don't draft this player's son.
Yeah.
Like Bronny got the clout to say, don't draft me. Come on, man. Like the hoops people are jumping through to defend this. Just say you don't care, keep it moving, but don't try to defend it by saying, well, white people do it too. That's a bad defense.
Yeah,
man.
that's to me, this sound exactly like, oh, y'all mad at a white person for shooting a black guy, but black people, it's always black on black crime.
Yes.
It's like, all right, cool. Like all of it's wrong. Like, why you got to bring that up to defend this? Like, it's all wrong, man. Like, I'm fine with saying, hey, this is wrong, but screw it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad it happened, but yeah, that's how it is in the game.
Yeah, like you can say you're fine with it, but don't try to defend it on some moral clause like, oh, it's okay because he's black.
Yeah.
Like it's bad regardless, but it is. I don't care personally. Like I said, I'm not a Lakers fan, and yeah, it's good to see a father and son play together. I get it.
Yeah.
But the way it happened, the way they went about it, was kind of slimy, man. And just the deceit they went through, the lying, and this is very disingenuous. It seems very scripted, and that's the part I really have a problem with.
Yeah, and I hate to so the guy, I think it was the former Warriors GM who actually reported this. I kind of hate that got out there like that, because it's like, if we got all of this stuff going on in the NBA anyway, why is this the only one being reported, man? Why is this one being shown to the light, man? If agents do this all the time, like I felt like it would have been a way better story if we didn't know none of the Rich Paul was doing this, and it's just like, oh man, Bronny fall. The Lakers got 5 more picks left until they're on the clock. I felt like that would have made a little more sense. Or that would have been a better story. But now it's just like, this happened, and now you got the Woj and and Stephen A. that's trying to keep that relationship good with Rich Paul, trying to say, hey, I don't know why people are making a big deal out of this. It's like, yes, it's a big deal, man. Like, can't no other players do that. Like, I'm guessing it probably can, but like, no, this is a lot.
Nobody at Bronny's level of player skill can have their agent call all the teams in the second round and tell them not to draft them, man.
Yes.
Nobody could. People like, who the hell are you to say this kid can't be drafted? Like, what he averages, like even 12 points. Like, what does he bring to the team where you have to say he's not going to play here?
He averaged 5 points a game, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So just to me, let's call a spade, man. Like, this is sad. This ain't fair. This is wrong. But hey, if I was LeBron, I would probably if I had the power, I would probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I get it. I get why they did it.
Hire my boy JJ Redick. He'd be good to coach the Lakers, and draft my son Bronny. I would have did the same thing. But let's not sit here and act like it's no big deal because it happens all the time. It's a lot of bad stuff that happens all the time. We shouldn't be like, oh, it happened to that person, so it's not a big deal. No, if it happens all the time, it's bad.
Yeah. You could just say you don't care, and I respect that. But the defense of, it just happens. It's not the first time it's happened. Yeah, I'm sure it's not. But it's still wrong, man.
It's not the first time somebody got killed before.
Yeah, not the first time somebody got shot by a cop. Okay, obviously, but it's still bad. Yeah. So yeah, man, it is what it is. This Lakers season is just gonna be a complete circus, man. I'm looking forward to just seeing the post game interviews, all the stuff that's going to happen afterwards. The low light. I don't want to hate on Bronny because it's not his fault, but he's gonna get cooked on social media, man. He's playing for the Lakers. Yeah, it's going to be tough for him, man. So I feel for him, but hey, at least he got in the NBA.
I want to see JJ Redick just completely fall on his face, man. This cocky SOB that think he just invented basketball and like talking, like, to me, that just rubbed me the wrong way. How he was just talking down on Stephen A. and all these people that didn't actually play the game and all this other stuff, just being a hard ass. I'm like, all right, you coaching the Lakers now, man. You better get them to the Western Conference Finals at least. Like Mr. Basketball himself.
Yeah, I could draw this play on paper on the podcast. I'm so much smarter than everybody else. Y'all and your dumb basketball takes, I'm just way above you. So yeah, we'll see how it goes for him, man.
Yeah, he was doing that. I think he was like on a podcast or a radio show talking about, I think it was just like, I want to say this was the Eastern Conference Finals. So it was Boston and I think Indiana. And that series was already over pretty much. And I think they might have been up 3-1 or something weird like that. And this dude talked about, the game ain't over from what I see. There's still some games to be played. Like, come on, man. Why you got to be a hard ass? This series is over, man. And just trying to act like this, I'm just like, man, I hope he fall flat on his face, man.
Yeah, I didn't like the constant shitting he did on Doc Rivers, man. That felt really personal. I know they had a history with the Clippers, and he didn't like how that ended, but I never seen him attack anybody like he attacked Doc Rivers, man. Usually he's a very positive guy who tries to see the side of the players and the coach, but that was the one person he really just went at hard, and that seemed kind of personal. So yeah, since he wants to shit on Doc Rivers and call him a terrible coach and say everything he did was awful, he better get farther than Doc Rivers did, or at least he needs a championship, man. If you really that much smarter than him and you know more than him, so we'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of JJ Redick, while we're still here, did you see this tweet this girl said about JJ Redick back at Duke?
Yeah.
How you feel about that? Because I kind of got little thoughts on, like, I'm not sitting here saying JJ got to go and all this stuff. I don't know what happened, but she had tweeted, I want to say on the 25th, and said, I only been called the N-word to my face by a white man once in my life, and it was on the campus of Duke University while I was doing work with the basketball team. And today he was named the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. What a world. So, yeah, so that kind of had stuff going, and I think JJ representatives said that's not true, that, he never used the word or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know we want to believe women. We want to believe the reported victims, but this tweet, nah, man. Number one, it lacked any kind of context. There was no saying, "Hey, this is what happened, and this is what he said." It was just, I was called the N-word by JJ Redick, and it didn't even say JJ Redick because it's possible that there could be a lawsuit filed since she had no proof of this. So she made sure to avoid naming him in a tweet. I noticed that.
Yeah.
And why say this now?
Yeah.
JJ Redick he's been on
He's been in the league for
ESPN
15 years, man.
He's been in the league. He's been on ESPN. He's has his podcast. He's been everywhere. But as soon as he gets named the Lakers head coach, this comes out the woodwork.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, I'm not saying, I'm sure he said it once in his life. Okay. I don't believe any white person has not said the N-word at least once in their life, man. All right. So I'm not going to say it's out the realm of belief that he said this, but I question the motives of the woman who came out with this now, because it seems very convenient after everything he's been on and all the times you could have called this out. You say it now with no proof, no context, and just leave it at that. Like, okay, what are you supposed to do with that? What are you supposed to say? Are we supposed to cancel him because he tweeted this? I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my same question too. Like, why now? After he had a successful 15-year career in the NBA, I feel like that should have blew up when he got drafted. But yeah, I don't want to say I don't believe her, but to me, I look at little random stuff where I be like, huh. So like, she tweeted this. And usually you can tell when people just want attention because they keep tweeting about it and they say, I'm not going back and forth with people, and I'm locking my comments since y'all want to do that, and they just kind of keep milking it.
Mm-hmm.
She tweeted this and never went back to it. Like, the comments are wide open. She ain't block anything. Like, she just went on about her
day. She have a blue check?
No, she don't.
Okay.
She don't. So yeah, her very next tweet was she was retweeting the I guess the pop-out footage from the Kendrick show with DJ Head. And she retweeted that, said gold. And then her next tweet was, I miss Kobe for all the reasons. Like, she just went on, like,
moved on.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I'm like, she's not trying to get no clout. She's not trying to troll or, be extra. I'm like, maybe it is something there. I don't know. Like, I don't want to, like, her tweet wasn't enough for me to be like, yeah, JJ did it. But I'm like, usually, like, when people do stuff like this, they be all in the mentions, trying to fight back. They lock the comments where you can't comment on it. They probably delete the tweet or make another tweet about that tweet and all. It usually keep it going. She never said a word after this, man. So I thought that was kind of interesting, man. So I'm like, dang, I don't think she's just doing it to get attention because she moved on. But I agree with you, man. I think I got questions too, like on top of me thinking there's something here, but I also had questions about her too, like why now? Like, is she a Lakers fan and she just salty that they became the Lakers? He became the Lakers head coach. I'm looking at her. Bio. I'm guessing she from Compton. So yeah, she is a Lakers fan. It looked like she spent some time in Houston. At one point, she said Houston, Crenshaw, Chicago. So yeah, so I guess she work around
She
like
ended up going to Duke then.
I guess that's where she went. Oh, she said she a Duke alum. So I guess she actually went to college to Duke and Howard. So she got a lot going on.
She went to the whitest school and the blackest school.
Let me try the yin and the yang.
Right? Nah, it's the Kyrie effect, man. You go to a super white school, you find racism for the first time. Then you turn super pro-black.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe she just saw he got the Lakers hired him or something. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. She just left this wide open and never went back to it or addressed anything.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's very possible it happened. I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm not gonna say I don't believe JJ's never said it, but just it lacked anything for us to go off of. So what are you supposed to do with this information?
Yeah,
we can't do anything, man.
You can't say, yeah, I did it, or yeah, that was a long time ago, guys.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, it's possible he said it and forgot it. Okay, it's probably happened so long ago, and he's been through so much that it's very possible he legit did do it and just completely forgot about it. So I don't know, man. I don't really have much more to add. It's just, but I did see that, and I thought it was wild how she didn't provide any kind of clarification.
Yeah, yeah,
because it reminds me of I would just want to know what happened because there was a bit of when it's okay for Chris Rock did a bit one of the stand-up routines when he said, when is it okay for a white person to say nigga? And he said, like, it's a super specific case where it's like you're walking on the street from like 12 to 12:30 a.m. and a black guy beats you up, pisses on you, and steals your money and does all this stuff. And and the cops are coming, it's okay to say, go get that nigga or whatever. So it wasn't like a specific wild case that happened. Was she fighting him? And he was like, get off me. I don't know, man. But yeah, there's no context here, so I don't know what happened. But it's just funny that there was no further explanation or clarification given. She just dropped that bombshell and moved on. So
yeah, it was wild. I mean, it kind of ruffled JJ feathers a little bit where they had to actually come out and say something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe she moved on too.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised she didn't want the whole circus around her, but I mean, she made it. So I don't know, man. At least, like you had a good point. She didn't milk the clout, so I don't know what her intentions are.
Yeah, she don't have a blue check mark, so it's not for engagements. So he wasn't on tweeting about Kobe.
All right, so it's time to break down this presidential debate that we have not watched. So we'll be honest there. But the blowback, the reaction from both sides have been very interesting. Biden is being recognized as just being not fit to even be around a microphone anymore, apparently. The Democrats are panicking and scrambling. CNN had a meltdown last night, man. I was at the gym and it was worse than Fox News what they were saying about Biden, man. Like, dog, the headline was like Dems panicking to do something about Biden. Dems want Biden replaced now. They want a new candidate. They want him to abandon the campaign. I'm like, yo, was it that bad? They were saying Democrats are in emergency mode. And it's like, dog, they were shitting on him the entire night, saying he is not fit to be president. Trump made him look dumb, and it was just not a good look for him. Now, looking at the clips I've seen of the supposed bombshell moments, I didn't think it was that bad, man. Like, people were acting like he was dead, like Weekend at Bernie's type shit, where he was just completely did not know where he was, and I didn't see that. Even the moment where Trump supposedly got him, where he said, he said something about Border Patrol, and Trump was like, I don't even know what he said at the end of that. I don't think he knows either. He said asylum officers. Like, I heard what he said. He mumbled it a little bit, but I heard what he said. It wasn't like he just said gibberish.
Yeah.
So that's one moment that's being blown up a little bit that people are kind of doing too much with. But Biden's not going to make it another 4 years, man.
Yeah, I think.
not.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before. I think their strategy should be get him back in any way possible, and then hand it over to the VP.
Yeah.
And just let her take over, because like they're in a tough spot, man. Because clearly, I seen something where I guess Biden, he lost a lot of the black Democrats where they just like cool on them. So like honestly, I don't even know if he gonna win, man. I haven't seen anybody say a positive thing about him personally. So they gonna have to try to get him in. If they want to win, they gonna have to get him in somehow, and maybe he take a leave of absence or take a step back or something. Because I don't know, I don't even know how he gonna live for another 4 years, let alone run the country for another 4 years. So it look tough, man.
I think the most troubling thing about him is that he seems to move in like super slow motion, dog. Have you seen him walk and move? Like, his reactions are very slow. His mouth is open like all the time.
He look lost.
Yeah, he looks like he's just frozen in place sometimes, man. And that's the most troubling thing to me, where it's just like, if we were really in some deep shit, could he even react fast enough to know what's going on, man?
Just imagine coming in his office, be like, hey, we just been bombed. Like, what is he gonna be like?
His wife gonna have to get him up.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Hey, what do we need to do right now? And he just in there like,
we need you in the war room. Like, what is going on, man?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. But I think that is my idea. What you said too. I think Democrats, they know he's not going to be the president for the next 4 years. Even if he wins, he's not going to be fit to be in that office. But the problem is they don't have anybody else who can run and beat Trump.
Yeah,
that's the issue, man. If Kamala could do it, they would have had Kamala do it. She can't. No woman can beat Trump, man. They've tried on the Republican and Democrat side. You had the most. What's her name? Hillary Clinton had the biggest chance, and then she lost. So nobody else, no woman can beat Donald Trump.
Yeah,
women ain't gonna vote for a woman over Donald Trump, man. So that's the issue there. And there's no other strong Democratic candidate that's going to be able to face up to Trump. At least they know that Biden beat Trump once. Yeah. That's the one thing they know. So they're like, okay, if we can just get him to beat Trump and frame Trump as Hitler too, then we'll be good. We can get him out of office and get somebody, Kamala or whoever else in, and we can work it like that. But they got to beat Trump first, and Biden is looking bad, man.
Dude, man, and the crazy thing is, I feel like the Dems try to do whatever possible. I don't want to say the Dems, but it seemed like they trying to do whatever possible to make Trump look so bad, like the charges and found guilty and all this other stuff. But the dude is still a high chance he get elected, man. So it's just like, man, it's no way you can stop this guy. And
It's crazy. That's why I didn't. People were doing victory laps about the felony conviction, man. Like I'm like, okay, you can still run. Okay, it don't matter. His
yeah,
base doesn't care about that shit, man.
yeah, I don't care if he go to jail or not. Like, what is the effect of him getting charged and found guilty and all this other stuff? Like, how do that affect him as running for president and all that stuff? And if it's no effect, then who cares, man? It's a bunch of people we love that got felonies.
Yeah. I think the most depressing thing is that this has completely turned off the casual voter, the voter who actually had not picked sides. And like, look, if you're a regular guy, most people are really innocent. People like to label themselves Democrat or Republican. Most people are in the middle, man. And when you look at these being our choices, you're like, I'm not going to waste my time going to fucking vote for this bullshit, man. All right. Like, I'm not going to wait in line, inconvenience myself. If these are the two choices we got.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let the chips fall where they may. But no matter what, we're fucked if these are the options we got for presidency, man.
I tell you what, I'm in a position where I'm like, man, do I just sit this one out? Because it's either death by fire or death by drowning. So it's like pick the way you want to die. But if me personally, if Biden forgive my student loans, like me personally, I see a lot of people loans been forgiven and all that stuff. Mine have not. If mine get personally, if he said, hey, if you vote for me, I forgive your student loans, I would do it. That's I don't care, man.
But he did that last time. That's my issue with him, man.
Exactly. So I
know he's done it for some people, but he said $10K for everybody. It didn't happen.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, nah, I don't know, man. It's a mess. But as far as the debate last night, man, it was a couple funny clips. Just like I ain't watched none of it. I just seen the clips on Twitter. But the simple fact we got a sound bite of a presidential debate saying I did not have sex with any hookers. Just for the simple fact you heard that statement in the presidential debate is hilarious, man. Like I never thought I would have heard that in the presidential debate ever. Because usually to me, I don't care what nobody say, usually these are born. Mm-hmm. Like, or at least me growing up, they were always born. Like I ain't really care to hear about that, but all this drama and all this just haymakers at each other, slinging mud. I'm just like, man, this is wild, man. It's really like an SNL skit.
No, it is, man. Some of the stuff that was said I never would thought I actually hear in a real debate. My son's not a loser. You're a loser. Talking about golf scores and shit. Like I had a 6 handicap. Like, no, you didn't. That's the biggest lie you ever told. Like, what the fuck are they talking about, man? Sex with hookers, cheating on your wife, all this crazy stuff. I didn't think I'd actually hear in a debate, man. But it was wild. I'm sure they're not gonna do another one of these. I can't imagine them putting Biden out there again. I did see Biden. He looked a little better. He gave a speech. I guess they gave him something that juiced him up. But he was like, his response is like, well, I might not debate as well as I used to, and I might not move as fast as I used to, but at least I'm not a liar. I'm like, oh, that's what's going to charge up your base, man. Like, hey, it's okay that I'm half dead.
Yeah. So he's pretty much admitting, hey, I wasn't good.
That was Biden's heart part 6.
Yeah, I wasn't good up there, but still vote for me, please.
Yeah. Like,
hey, I can't debate like I used to, but at least I'm honest.
Yeah, man. I think people are gonna be insufferable no matter who wins. I think the Trump shit was just I don't know if we would need to go through that again, man. I really don't want to see it.
Might have to, man, because if let's say he don't win this year, can he run in the next 4 years? He can still. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking like maybe it is easier to just get his 4 extra years out the way. Yeah, because we don't have to go through this again. And he would let's say he don't win this year or this term. He's going to be back on the ballot for the next time, running against who God knows who. So I think he gonna be around, unless he somehow go to prison for 5 or 6 years or something like that. He gonna be around, so maybe you just need to get these 4 years out the
Get
way.
over with. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that way you ain't got to worry about them. They probably somehow end up putting them in jail or something. I don't know, but he might. I guess they might as well get it on out the way, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm looking at my feed. One of these people I follow, Derica Purnell. I actually like her stuff in her tweets. She was very dramatic last night, man. There's a lot of doom and gloom going on. She called out Biden for lying about, that's another thing that Biden's lost a lot of liberals for, the Palestine, and his support of that and his stance on that, on Israel. So yeah, I don't know. But she did say something that I thought was just. Let me find it, man. She said,
"What's her Twitter?"
Derica Purnell, DERECKA PURNELL.
Okay.
She said, "Join a political home. Memorize phone numbers and streets in your towns. Learn how to fight, grow food, fix wounds. Create networks of skilled people to take care of each other. Build intentional communities. We are on our own." Now that sounds like wait, we're in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, The Last of Us, man.
He said, "Learn how to fish and learn how to fight and learn how to fix wounds." Come on, man. I didn't know he was in a post-apocalypse.
We out here about to be like Joel and
right? What's her name? Ellie, I think.
Ellie and Joel.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's some people are being very dramatic, and it reminds me of the first Trump presidency where everybody said they was going to leave America.
Oh yeah, going back to Africa.
Yeah, go wherever. I mean, I think out of everybody who said it, maybe like 0.0001% actually did. And it's come on.
Yeah, some people
celebrities, a lot of celebrities said they would, and they didn't.
Going to Canada, yeah.
Yeah, good luck getting into there, man. But yeah, a lot of drama on all sides, man. But I don't know. This election season is just gonna be fucking insane. It's gonna be a lot of fuckery.
This might be the craziest one of all time, man.
Oh, definitely. It definitely will be, man.
Worse than the first Trump.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be wild, man. So
and just think about if he do get elected. Like, just look at his rap sheet, man. Like a president with a felony. I think he got a felony. He been charged.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your president. It's wild, man.
It was bad enough that we had a reality star president, man.
That's on the back burner now.
We had a president that was on the Method Man album, and now we got a felon. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I was about to say I'm here for it, but I don't know, man.
It's gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that wants to see everything just burn down, but at the same time, I don't, man. I don't want to see people lose their mind over this shit like they have for the past 8 years now.
People will lose their mind over it, man.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. We'll see how shit goes, but it's gonna be a hot summer and a cold winter.
Yeah, so. and the election is this year too, ain't it?
Yeah, November.
Yeah, man. Donald Trump got a lot of supporters, man. I'm telling you. And if you're not a Donald Trump supporter, you might have some people that vote for him just because how bad Biden is.
No, the main issue is going to be the people who are just not going to participate. Period, man.
Yeah.
So I think, and that's the thing about the Republicans, man. They're in a lot of places they're not the majority, but they're more politically active than liberals and Democrats.
They take
They
that.
vote in every election, state and national,
Yeah,
and they
we,
they play the long game, man.
yeah, we vote for Jay-Z free Jay-Z tickets.
We vote because Diddy says vote or die. Yeah, I don't think that actually worked either. But yeah, man, it's I don't know. It's gonna be a tough political season. So y'all strap in. Take breaks from social media. That's one thing I recommend. Take breaks. Try to go the weekend without looking at Twitter or Facebook if you can, because it's gonna be rough, man. People gonna lose their mental and go crazy over this shit. So
yeah. It's gonna be. I mean, as bad as it sounds, it's gonna be entertaining though.
yeah, for better or worse, man. For better or worse.
Yeah.
Did anything else happen? This might be our shortest podcast in a while, even though it's an hour 30, which is still pretty long for most podcasts.
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray is getting traded to the Pelicans from Atlanta. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else happen? I don't see any or other NBA news worth reporting.
Yeah.
Charlotte waives Seth Curry. Forgot he was still in the league. I don't really see anything else, man. I might about do it. Is there anything? I saw Drake drop some new songs on that Camila Cabello album.
Yeah, that was a song that was kind of put on hold too. Remember during the whole beef thing, because I think that song was supposed to been dropped.
Yeah, but he had another one that came out on the album, I think too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on Friday, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah. How you feel about this? Because it's rumors picking up that so Kendrick doing that video, or not that video, but the
not like us, yeah.
That video. And there's rumors saying that Drake could drop a diss song to try to step over the video, the Not Like Us video. You think he gonna drop a diss song, or is he done with this and just moving forward?
I would be surprised and not surprised.
But
look, he's been rumored to drop something for a month now, man, and it hasn't happened. It will look pretty sad if he dropped it. Look, all I'm gonna say is if he drops something, it better be a real nuke, like a real nuke, not no shit that Joe Budden thinks is gonna be a nuke, a real nuke. Because look, he's had chances time and time again, and he hasn't done anything. It seems like he's ready to let this go. He wiped all the disses. I wonder if is this some kind of rope-a-dope tactic? Is this some kind of I'm gonna lay low and let them build on me, and then I'm gonna strike back, or is he just really moved on? Because it would look really weird if he just said he was moving on, wiped all the diss tracks, and then came back and started it up again.
Yeah,
and he can't complain about the video since he dropped the video for Family Matters.
Yeah,
so,
and that's the other thing. Like, I try to bleep out all the Drake stands and the Kendrick stands for that matter, but people was clowning Kendrick for shooting the video for it, like, oh, he just milking this, and oh, he Drake giving that boy some content, huh, and all this other stuff. It's like, oh, Drake dropped a diss song video for it, man. So Kendrick can't drop a diss song video, and let's not act like Drake was out here like not performing back to back and clowning a dude.
He did a victory run for back to back, man.
Yeah, he was actually clowning this dude on stage, man. So like, at least Kendrick didn't do that. At least Kendrick just stuck to the songs. But let's not sit here and act like, oh, Drake is we all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Drake type of stuff. Like, come on, if that's the case, we need to give Meek Mill a lot of credit, man. Because if it wasn't for that, it would be no probably Pusha T and Drake beef. Like, all of that stuff wouldn't be out there like that, man.
Dog. Every time I see things like that, I have to remind or mentally remind, because I don't want to engage with these people on social media, but Drake begged for this beef, man. He baited Kendrick. He begged him to drop. He kept poking at him and his manager on social media. He was
What's taking
playing
so
games.
long? We waiting on you.
Yeah, he begged him to come out. So Drake and his stands don't get to dictate when the beef is over, and you just got to drop all mention of it. All right, Kendrick can drag this on for another year if he has to, man. He has a right. Like, look, to the victor go the spoils. And if Drake killed Kendrick, and it was all agreed that Drake killed Kendrick, Drake would not let this go. All right, he'd be doing his victory lap too. So I don't want to hear any Drake stand say that Kendrick is dragging us on, man. When your man asked him, he begged for this beef, man. He begged for Kendrick to come out with something, and he thought he had him, and he didn't. So I don't want to hear the excuses now, man. I'm getting a little tired of Not Like Us. I'll say that much.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's past run its course now.
Yeah, I think this is prime example of a popular song. Because every popular song we get tired of. That's the reason why we turn off the radio. Because they keep playing the same song and we tired of it. And it could be a good song, but it is being overplayed where I'm cool on it now. And I'm actually shocked he's shooting a video for it and how they making this a big deal. Because I'm like, damn, I ain't know people still take videos like that. I ain't know people look at videos as a big deal now. Like I don't know. Maybe he got a trick up his sleeve or something like that. But I
guess because it's a big song. It's gonna be like a very West Coast ass video. So there's that. People gonna look forward to it. But
yeah, and I think the song could be nominated for a Grammy too.
Yeah, it's going to. They already announced that. It's eligible. So it'll be crazy if the song won a Grammy, man. That would be almost as crazy as 3 6 Mafia winning an Oscar. Almost like a diss song winning a Grammy, a song where you call the biggest artist in the world a pedophile.
Yeah. And by the way, this artist been dissing the Grammys for
that shit. That's probably gonna factor. Dog, you lock it in, man. Lock it in. This song's gonna win a Grammy.
I kind of want this to happen now, man. Just imagine being in the crowd and they naming the songs. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Freaky ass nigga, you're a 69 guy. And then they and then they cut to the stage. The winner is Kendrick Lamar. And then they playing the song on its way up there.
Say Drake, or how you like him young? That's an underrated bar to me, man. Say Drake. That's funny. Say Drake, I heard you like him young. That's a wild thing to record, man.
Yeah.
Kendrick is insane, man.
Thinking the same thing too. Just little stuff he was saying. Just say Drake. Nigga said, say Drake.
I ain't heard nobody say it. That's too funny. This is a funny song, man. But it's gonna win a Grammy, I think, because Grammy, look, they don't like Drake. Drake don't like them. They in a beef too. But as far as Drake dropping, if he reignites this, which I think would be a terrible decision, but if he reignites the beef and drops something, it better be a nuke. Like he better have like a sex tape of Whitney or something. Like it better be something that is gonna set the internet on fire. Because if it's not, it's gonna look pathetic.
Yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, if it's just a song, and the song could be fire, but the damage is done, man. The song number one, the song been, we talked about probably gonna win a Grammy. Like it don't like nobody give a damn about a video. I'm gonna watch it regardless, but nobody give a damn about no video, man. Who's stepping over a video? Like we heard the song, man. Actually heard the song too many times at this point. So that ain't stepping over nothing, man. I think he should look. I like what he doing now. I feel like he never really addressed it in none of the songs that was released and all that stuff. So just keep it like this, man. Just move forward, man. It's gonna be tough because that song is everywhere, and he gonna have to deal with all of that. But Hey man, just say Drake. Just move on.
Speaking of weird bars, you see Kiki Palmer react to the 69 God. She was like, I don't what's so weird about 69? There's a few parts of the song where I was like, the OVO, where he said, what OVO stand for? The Azerbaijan. What does that mean, man? I was stuck on that bar for a while because everybody thought that was fire. And I was like, is this going over my head? Because I don't get what's good about this line, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a funny song regardless, man. So yeah, Drake better drop Nagasaki and Hiroshima on this damn diss track if he's gonna drop and try to shut out his video or whatever. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, but it's actually funny though. Yeah. It's funny how the whole 69 thing. Whenever somebody says, especially white folks, when they say 69, they be like, "Oh, nice." And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, what's so freaking daring and
yeah.
about 69?
It's not missionary, man. So it's crazy to them.
Like, oh, nice. Like you the man. Like,
yeah,
right.
that's a prime example of like a white people joke. The 69 joke is like the prime example of a white people joke, man.
How you feel about the hot tour girl?
It was funny for like 2 seconds. The funniest thing was really her accent, man. She sounded like a fucking the
Country
most Alabama white person you could ever heard, man.
Yeah.
But it was funny when I saw the video. I laughed, and then it instantly became unfunny. the way people blew this up and remixed it, and now she's selling merch.
Yeah,
it is. I hate it now. But for the first few seconds I saw it, I laughed. I thought it was funny, but now it's awful.
Did you look
Like
at
those
that?
things.
Did you look at that as like, ooh, that's freaky, or ooh, like, oh my goodness?
No. It's just funny that the hot tour, I never heard a spit said like that, but it's hilarious.
Yeah,
But,
I will say this though, like, look, I mean, ain't nothing that freaky like that, but just imagine a girl, she going down and you say hot tour. Like, that's a little nasty, right?
Yeah, I think there's some snot in there, man. I feel like with that,
phlegm
like
going
that.
on. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a phlegm. Like,
yeah.
I put the phlegm all over me. Like, nah.
Yeah, that's a little too much, man.
Yeah, like I'm cool with a little slob sandwich or something, but a little
Yeah, that's the spitting out tobacco type shit, man.
that's a trying to disrespect you.
Yeah,
and, like, I don't like you. Let me spit on your grave type spit.
yeah, that's the Tupac spitting at the cops. He did the hot tour when he was spitting.
Oh, man. See, that's the type of spit that you get charged for a crime with.
Yeah,
that's that type of spit. But
yeah,
everybody looking like that, ooh, like freaky. Like,
yeah. I don't know, man. It also reminds me when Lisa Ann was talking about like 6 Shades of Grey. Everybody's talking about this is a super freaky movie.
that's
She
another
was like,
white people thing.
yeah, and she was like, nothing in that movie was really all that crazy. Everybody was acting like it was the craziest sex ever. It's like it's kind of boring.
You get some better sex and power.
Really though.
That was nothing, man. That is some soccer mom type soft porn.
Oh yeah. That's the
You get some better HBO stuff in that.
Random episode of Real Sex will have more freaky shit than that, man.
Yeah, Real Sex, or what's the other one? The Cat House or something.
Yeah, Mr. Cat House, and that was funny. Good show, man. Back when HBO was good.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's been 2 hours exactly. So perfect time to go ahead and wrap this up. Appreciate all y'all who joined us. Remember to join us on our new time ish around 5:30 Fridays, man. We're trying to get this on a more regular schedule. So Make sure you join us. Appreciate everybody who joined on the podcast and chopped it up with us. Make sure you go to Atomic Wings and ask for the Wang. Tell them Figgy sent you.
Yes, and tomorrow too. Let me put this back on. My bad.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna be at Kroger, man. I'm gonna be hanging out at Kroger. Y'all know I've been working with Kroger too. I'm gonna be at Kroger and Katy, and I think the address is 2100. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Let me find the address. But I'm gonna be at the Kroger and Katy, and the address is 2700 West Grand Parkway. So I'm gonna be out there. So they got honoring our heroes event, and it's from 10 to 2, I want to say. So I'm gonna be out there just hanging out, hanging with the folks, hanging with the veterans and all that stuff. Yeah, man, it's gonna be cool, man. So if you out in the Katy area, come through, say what's up.
Yeah, go ahead. Go shout out to Figgy and get you some groceries too, man. I go to Kroger sometimes, man. I go to, there's 3 grocery stores I go to. I switch them when people start to recognize me. So there's a Randall's like in walking distance from my apartment complex. I usually go there. There's an HEB, but you got to drive a little bit. But of course, it's HEB. I love going there, so I try to go there. But it's a little bit of a drive. And there's a Kroger that's not too close, but when I come back from the gym, it's right there. So I go to Kroger. I switch them up, but I do hate when people start to, oh, hey, it's you again. What's going on? Start to chop it up with you. I'm like, scram my shit, please, man. I don't want
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Kroger. Another underrated thing about Kroger too that I've been doing was whenever you go shopping and you use your Kroger little scanner thing, I don't know what it is, like a little card thing.
Yeah, the card, member card thing.
Yeah. It's a trick to get fuel points. I don't know where you fill up at, but to get double fuel points, all you gotta do is buy a gift card from there, like a regular gift card, and you use that to buy the groceries, and then you use the gift card to pay for the groceries, and you get double fuel points for gas.
Oh damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start using that, man. That's a good little life hack.
Yeah, no, it's really worth it, man. Like I'm not just saying that. I've been doing that before I was working with Kroger, but nah, it's really good, man. So all you gotta do is just get a gift card from there. Wait, I'm trying to find it, but yeah, all you gotta do is get a gift card, pay for it there, and then you use that gift card to pay for your groceries.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty cool. So
I'm gonna start using that, man. That's shit, especially now. I mean, their gas price is going out a little bit, but not enough for me. So yeah, I'm gonna start using that, man. That's dope.
Yeah, that's it. I can't find it, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. So make sure y'all go to Kroger and Katy off West Parkway. West Green Parkway, was it called?
West Grand Parkway.
West Grand Parkway, that's right. Make sure y'all shout out to Figgy. I might send my parents out there, man. I thought they could live kind of close by, so tell them to say what's up to Figgy.
Yeah, tell them.
They probably think they too good to. My parents are bougie, man. They probably think they too good to shop at Kroger. They shop at Whole Foods and shit, and Trader Joe's. Yeah, I think they're too bougie to go to Kroger's now, man.
Oh man, Kroger got some good stuff too, man. They do. A little section and all that stuff. So yeah, man.
I still hit up Walmart, man. I ain't never too good for anything, dog. My parents, they bougie as hell. I know they ain't gonna go to no Kroger, but I should tell them.
If we keeping it funky, man, I still go to Aldi.
Me too.
Stuff, man. Like I ain't saying get the meats and all that stuff from there.
Yeah,
but like
if you eat like snacks and bread and like some of the basics, it's a good place to go, man.
When I first moved down, y'all know we gotta go, but when I first moved down here, we were always shopping at like Randall's and HEB, all this stuff. And one day I'm like, you know what? Let me get the same list I was gonna go to Randall's or whatever to. Let me go to Aldi. And went there. Man, I can't. I had a cart full of stuff, man. That stuff came up to like $60, man. I'm like, what?
Damn.
I'm like, this is crazy. And mind you, like I grew up on Aldi's as a kid because we was broke, but Aldi's wasn't Aldi's today. It was like Aldi's had a real good rebrand. So they so now the Aldi's now is much better than how it was 25 years ago. And I'm like, dang, it's actually pretty good. They got some organic stuff and it's actually all right. So, but yeah,
No, they did, man. They did. I think I hate that the spot's been blown a little bit because now it'd be popping when I go in there sometimes, man. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't there. I didn't see y'all pre-COVID up in Aldi like that. Somebody spoiled it, man. They done dropped dime on Aldi, and now everybody knows about it.
Yeah, but screw Aldi right now, man. Go to Kroger, man.
Yes, go to Kroger, get some groceries, chop it up with the veterans and Figgy, and make sure you do the damn thing.
Yeah, and it's actually, I think it's actually an event out there too. So it's gonna be food trucks, music, crawfish boil. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on there. So
you're gonna post this to that guy who got mad at you for posting a picture of your coffee on Memorial Day.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is good enough for you, motherfucker?
Yeah. I should find that tweet and reply to it. Like, hey, where you at? Where you at?
Hey, where you at, man?
I'm out here showing love to the people that serve this country.
I don't need a holiday to to celebrate my veterans.
While you over here letting off fireworks, I'm over here and washing their feet.
That's too funny, man.
I forgot about that too.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, man. We'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Appreciate all y'all who joined us. And until next time.
Peace.